Hi everybody, welcome back to Random Encounter, where we are going to continue with the Abomination Vaults. I'm running out of ways of introducing this. It's always going to sound a blim insane, but that's basically what we're doing, so, you know, it is what it is. We'll do the standard sort of intro stuff. We are obviously doing the Abomination Vaults. It is a Pathfinder 2nd edition adventure path. It's being done on Foundry. We're using sounds and all the rest of it that Paizo have built into their module, including all their lovely maps and all their lovely stuff that they have done for it. And believe me, I love every second of this because it means I have a lot less weightlifting to do in order to get an adventure path up and running, which is always positive and always good. We have moved and progressed a little bit further. It's fair to say that what was potentially going to be an exceptionally deadly and difficult combat encounter, and I was honestly expecting there to be problems for you guys in that fight. Very quickly at the, I think, midpoint of the third turn, suddenly became a very, very easy fight. Through one casting of a spell and use of a hero point to turn the combat encounter effectively off, really. It didn't even turn it on its head, it just turned the encounter off.
Can I just point out, though, that out of the 5 dice rolls, 1 was a failure, 2 had critical... 2 were failures, 2 were critical failures, and 1 was critical success.
Oh, I'm aware.
That was a very unbalanced set of rolls.
I'm aware. I'm aware of the fact that in addition to that, the creature was effectively living a very charmed life with Moz being completely unable to hit her in any way, shape, or form, which would have potentially have meant that the fight didn't quite seem so one-sided on my side, and. I was splitting damage. I hate to think what would happen if I just concentrated on one of you guys in one go, but the opportunity to attack everybody without any risk was just too tempting. As it happens, we are going to be going straight into another fight because we have continued, and I'll swap over the map and we get the music back. The group has continued to progress around this floor after a little bit of healing. Let's be fair, there was a little bit of healing. Into what appears to be some sort of prison cell or prison chamber, but the rather unpleasant heaps of flesh and various other things that were in these cells decided to stop being inanimate and have started shifting about, which is, generally speaking, not what mounds of flesh and bone are supposed to do, but these ones have decided that is precisely what they're going to get up to. So it is... Oh, that's a problem. Where's my... there we go. It is time for you guys to all roll your initiatives, and I'd very much appreciate if we could get that done as quickly as possible. Let's see. That, and I am just going to try and get them done as quickly as I can on my side. No, not that big a number. Right, we'll start this time with Phelan.
29.
29. There was some scouting going on. Does that include the scouting? Okay, that's brilliant. Moz.
10 and 12 for 22.
22, okay. Inva.
6 and 10 for 16.
16, and does that include the plus for scouting?
It does.
Okay. And Neffy?
30.
30. It's always the person with the really bad voice and the really croaky sounds that has to go first, and I'm afraid to say that is going to continue to be the case. These things are starting to progress out of the cells by moulding around the various bars and things. These are, not pleasant. That said, you were being stealthy. And you are going first. So let me just swing that lovely combat music back on. bring the sounds down a little bit. So it's your turn to go first.
Would they have cover or not?
Which ones? The one... Well, I mean, the one directly
The one
below
I'm
you. No, it wouldn't have any cover. There's enough of it oozing out the other side that you could just shoot at that without any problems.
So, hold fire. Wait a second. Okay, I'm gonna try and pew.
Okay.
28.
28, that is a hit. So you roll your 2d6 normal plus your 2d6 sneak attack because they are slower than you and therefore flat-footed to you.
$15.
15. As you hit with this bolt, you realise that while you did do some damage to the creature, the bolt itself clearly does not do as much damage as it should. Okay, go on.
Reload.
Yeah.
And then we're trying to identify.
Okay. Let's roll a dice for you then. Where are your skills? Okay. Actually, relatively easy to identify these creatures. You do recognise them. They are known as Shangrigol heaps. They are undead and they are aberrations. So they're a mix of two, actually, as far as thinking back to the way I know Pathfinder and the way that they used to split things. What you do know about these creatures is effectively they are made by a group of... Some are wizards, some are other things, but they're called flesh warpers. These are people who deliberately go out their way to modify either themselves or other beings by modifying their bodies, by flesh warping. And a Shangrigol heap is created when the remains of what has been cut off or removed or whatever in the process of creating a flesh warp decides to get up and live. So yes, these are highly unpleasant creatures. What sort of thing would you like to know about them? Offensive, defensive, or special?
Choices. Defensive.
Okay, so these creatures are immune to death effects, diseases, paralysis, poison, and unconsciousness. They are also resistant to piercing and slashing attacks. They only have an armor class of around 20 if you were to give a number to such things. And outside of that, there's not really a lot of other defenses. They do have something called all-round vision, which means while they can be flat-footed, they can't be flanked for the purpose of flat-footed. Okay, so flanking them will not give you flat-footed on these creatures. Outside of that, that's about it. If you, I suppose this would count as a defense. It might be a bit of a special. No, actually, no. That is a special. So we'll ignore that. Okay. That's what you know about them. Is that all three of your actions?
Yes, it is.
Okay, then it's Phelan's turn.
Okay. I'm going to take a step here, so I've got a better line of sight on
That one there.
Here.
Yep.
And also, so I've got so people have got a quicker path of escape.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to flicker produce flame at it.
Okie dokie.
for 22 to hit.
22 is a hit.
And there we are at a glorious 3d4 plus 4 fire damage. $11 points of fire damage.
Okay. 11 points of fire damage. That would be all of your actions. As it happens, the next thing to act is the one that you've all been picking on. Sorry, yes, Ulrin. Ulrin gets to do his one thing, doesn't he? So,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of, right, so these things. Now, the process of getting through these bars is not a quick process in that it takes 2 of its actions, but what you do notice effectively, the flesh and the bone that make up this creature kind of separate from one another and then squeeze through the various gaps and then rejoin at the other end. So it will slide through to this position for 2 of its actions, and then it's going to try and do its main melee attack on Nephi. Which I always debate letting you know what the name of these attacks are, but I'm going for this one because this melee attack is called a fleshy slap. 15 on the dice.
At the top of the upper shaft.
15 on the dice with a plus 14, I'm assuming is going to hit. Okay. Unfortunately, it can't make its grab attack because it doesn't have any more actions left, so it's just going to do this. So that is a total of 11 points of damage. It did not critically hit you, so I don't need to worry about that. And I don't have you grabbed, so that is that. Okay. That is all 3 of its actions, and it is now Moz's turn.
Seeing it so close to me, I would like to hit it with my stick.
I thought you might.
Come on, better rolls than last time. Come on. 5 plus 16 for 21.
That is a hit. These things are not difficult to hit. They are just lumps of skin and bone, basically.
Being entirely surprised by this, I was not prepared for.
You weren't prepared for hitting. 2d10 plus 4.
I can't find my dice. It's not that one, it's the other one. The other one looks like that. No, that's 12. There we go. Alright, come on, plastic die, come on. That's that's 11 plus 4 for 15.
Okay, that's a reasonable chunk out of this creature. You know that effectively as you slice into it, unfortunately you do not do the full extent of the damage that you wanted, because you are doing slashing damage, and that's one of the other things that it is resistant to. But you've still done a chunk.
What type of damage What type of damage did Nephi do?
Piercing. So piercing and slashing both seems to be resilient to both of those.
It seems to have difficulty going through the prison bars at all.
No, didn't seem to. Well, I mean, it was slow going through the prison bars. It seemed to take some effort, but.
Okay. Like I said, there's no point to trying to brutally shove it back in the hole.
No point in shoving the flesh back in the hole. I see.
In that case, then I'm going to do an exacting strike because I don't have trust with my dice just yet. So we have a second shot. Add plus 9. That's better. That's 14 plus 9 for 23.
Again, that will hit. Yep.
That's a whopping 4 and 4 for 8.
Plus 4 for 12. I'm guessing.
No, sorry. 3 and 1 plus 4 for 8.
Okay. That really doesn't seem to do a lot. I mean, you took some off of it, but not. It was like a shave. You do have one action left, I believe.
I do, but I have a horrible expectation of getting pinned. So I'm going to dance around this creature.
Okay.
And move around, following the box positioning to put myself on that side.
Okay.
Now with my third action.
All right then. You're gonna put your ally, unfortunately, into a bit of a bad position here because now the two that are remaining are going to go. So the first one is going to slide out for 2 actions to here. And then some of the bones from inside its body, which appear to be quite sharp and quite nasty, shoot out, which will do to Inver, because it's the one that it was focused on. It's the one it could see. So, yeah, these bone darts come flying out at Inver. I'll re-roll that because that was cocked. 7 on the dice, plus 11, 18. That misses. So that's its 3 actions. Then the other one in front of Inver is going to slide out. And whose turn is it? Yep, that one. And it's going to just try and hit you with its fleshy slap. With a 15 on the dice for a plus 14, a 29.
It's gonna hit.
It's gonna hit.
It's gonna hit.
It's definitely gonna hit.
It's not critical.
It's not a critical.
Just.
Yeah. However, that is going to be 19 points of damage.
Ow!
And it is now your turn.
I need to do maths. Hang on a minute. 48, 28, 29. Right. Well, that was rude. On the other hand, it's nice and close. It's close enough anyway. I'm going to cast Disrupt Undead.
Okay. Well, it has not got an attack of opportunity, so you are lucky in that front.
DC 21 Fortitude save, please.
DC 21 Fortitude save. I am going to get a 29.
Balls.
Oh, I mean, it's not a critical.
Oh, that means it takes half damage.
I will take half damage.
It does take half damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 plus 3 is 6. Plus 2 is 8. Plus 4 is 12. If it makes a difference, 8 points on the dice and 4 positive damage.
Okay, so it does make a bit of a difference as it happens. So you would take the whole 12, you would reduce it by half, so it would go down to 6. But then, because it's positive damage, that seems to burn this creature quite bad. And you always add the full amount of the weakness, so it actually takes 11 points of damage.
Excellent.
So you are aware that it does take more. Very well, thank you. And
Okay.
for a fleshy blob of skin and bone, it looks really healthy.
2, 3, 4, 5. Have I got any more movement?
Your move is...
It's 25 foot. I can stop there.
You will indeed have to stop there, yes.
In fact, no, technically, because I did 2 diagonals.
That's true, yeah. I'll move you back, because I've changed the thing. Neffy, it is your turn.
I don't think I've got anything that's gonna help. From here.
I mean, I know you've said you've got nothing that will help. I'm sorry for interrupting, but you do realise that while these things have been taking less damage from your attacks, they have still taken damage, and they are not regenerating from it. So just to make that clear.
So I was thinking of a cone shape. I'm trying to work out how to do that. No? No.
What what size of cone is it?
It's a 15 foot.
So at the moment, from where you're stood, you'd only get one of them.
Yeah. that's what I
At
was thinking.
most.
I wouldn't be able to twist that and get that one.
No, there's no way you can twist a 15-foot cone to get two. You would need to move to somewhere more in between them, and then maybe you'd be able to do it. And certainly up there, you could maybe get two. That would be. I'd have to let me see if I can place one that would work. 15 foot. So yes, if you were stood there, because you place a cone originating from any of the corners of your character, you could then do that effect there, and that would get those two.
Okay, I'm gonna try that. So I'm gonna move. Oops. Yeah. Opportunity.
Nope.
Okay. And then I'm gonna try and cast. Do I? So I'm doing sorry. Probably wasn't meant to press that.
So, shockwave.
So you need to press something, is that right?
I need to do 2 reflex saving throws of a DC 15, and then it will depend
DC 21.
on that. DC 21. So, reflex 13 for the one directly below you, which would 13 on the dice, which would make it a 24. So that one will do the success, so I become flat-footed until the start of its next turn. And then the ones that you kind of left behind gets a 3 on the dice for all of a 14, which would mean that is a fail, so that one becomes prone. Okay. All right, I'm prone.
Not to that, surely.
Not that I saw. Yeah, all right. So the one right down there, where's flat-footed? There's flat-footed. So the one just here becomes flat-footed until its next turn, which is coming up. The one that you've been beating on becomes prone. And looking at the thing, no, it is not immune to any of that sort of stuff, so it is in fact prone. Okay, that is you done. Nobody takes any damage because nobody critically failed. Phelan, it is your go.
Okay, I'm... Glad I didn't prepare burning hands this morning. So we're going to produce flame at the prone one.
Okay, yep.
Which is 19 to hit.
Which is a hit because it's prone, yep.
Yeah. For 11 points of fire damage.
Okay. That one does not look well. It's, I mean, again, how well can it look? But it is not in good condition from what it originally was. Do you have another action, or is that a 3?
It's only a 2 action. So I'm going to tell Olarin to make with the bitey.
Okay. Olarin doesn't have any light source at the moment. Although you normally put light on yourself, don't you? Yes.
I've only got a continuous.
You do. Yes. That's me not setting up the light on the token. Let me just. 20. No, it's 10. Updates. There you go. There's a bit of light on you. Yep, that's fine.
Excellent. Right, so in with Jaws. 24 to hit.
It is definitely a hit. This thing is not doing very well.
And 14 piercing damage.
14. Unfortunately, there is a tiny slither, like the tiniest of slithers, of this thing that is still alive. Because, unfortunately, being piercing damage, there was a little bit of damage reduction in there. And it just holds on by the tiniest of margins because of that.
By the skin of Olarin's teeth.
Yes, exactly, yes. It is then its go. And this is going to be the end of it, because it's going to ooze itself back up as a move action, because that's what you have to use when you're prone. You have to use a move action. And I am right next to a certain Mosran who has attacks of opportunity.
Yes,
so
you are.
I'd imagine I'm about to get hit.
Habity, you're going to get stabbity.
Yeah,
So 9 plus 16 for 25.
that is a hit.
Oh, that's 7 and 3 plus 4 for maths, 14.
Okay, the damage reduction is not going to save it on this occasion, and that heap is no more. To add insult to injury, it is now Mosran's turn. So you've got your attack of opportunity back right now, and it's your go.
3 measures, and I'm. Where to go? The good guy in me has to go there, even though it's the place I don't want to stand. I want to stand there.
Okay. And then going for the one to the south?
Yes! Second attack on a 9. Plus 9. This is going to be 17 plus 9 for 26.
Well, it's not plus 9. This is your first attack this round.
Ooh, so it's plus 16. So I can't remember what I rolled. I was just taking it off. 17.
Yeah.
17 plus 16 makes 30 maths. 3?
Yeah, something like that. It's a crit, regardless of what it is. It's a crit.
5 and 9 plus 4 makes maths.
18.
18.
Doubled.
18,
36.
27, 36.
Minus 5, minus its thing, so minus. Okay, you take about half of it off in one clean swipe. You still have an action.
I do. Sorry, my brain is all over the place. I've run over here. I've stabbed it once. You know what? I'm going to stab it again. Because I'm an imaginative individual. That's an 8 plus 9, so that's 8, 16, 17.
That is a miss, I'm afraid. Even with its flat-footed, that is a miss. Okay, at which point it's its go. So it just loses the flat-footed condition. It was still stood up. It's not having to do that. So for its first action, I'm going to try and hit Moz. Being as you're right there.
Be rude not to.
4 on the dice, 18. I'm guessing that misses.
23 AC.
Yeah. Okay,
Theory right now.
Second attack, try and hit you again. 6 on the dice with a plus 9. Yeah, ignore that. Don't worry. Can I hit you again? I can. Yeah, just about a 19 or a 20.
23 still.
That's a 10 on the dice. So it completely whiffs all of its actions. This ooze here. It's going to move to there. Do you want to attack it as it moves to there? Seeing as you have an attack of opportunity.
when the GM asks you the question, yes, yes, I will attack it.
Go on then.
You fool! Committed one of the classic blunders. You attacked when the GM invited you to do so. 8 plus 16, 8, 16, 24.
That is a hit.
Okay, come on. Come on. Where's my dice? There we go. 10 and 1 for 11 plus 4 for 15.
Okay,
Points
so
of slashing.
again, the slashing damage doesn't quite all go through, but a lot of it does. For its second action, it's going to try and hit Mars. 13 on the dice, plus 14, 27.
That'll do it.
I'll do it.
23.
And then 6 on the dice for damage, plus 8, 14 points of damage.
Is it piercing damage?
It is bludgeoning.
Ew, so in that case, all 18 go through. That brings it down from 59 down to 51 down to 41.
Okay. It's then going to grab you as part of that hit. It's going to kind of just smother around you a little bit. Grab is a single action for this creature after it is hit with a weapon that has the grab condition. So for its third and final action, it grabs you.
Oh. Centurion, you struck me roughly.
Okay, that is all 3 of its actions. Invert is your go.
Which of these looks more damaged?
The one to the south.
Then that one is going to get the same thing as I did last time, because it's cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
I keep doing it.
So that is
So
a
that is undead.
fortitude saving throw, I believe, against 21.
Yes, please.
I will get a 30, which means I still take the half damage, but I don't completely ignore it.
Okay, so 6 plus 3 for 9 plus cocked. Still cocked. There we go, 4. 6 plus 3 for 9 plus 4 is 13 plus 4 is 17. And
Okay.
the last plus 4 is the positive.
So 17 goes down to, if we half it, 8
Yep. Plus the damage reduction.
plus the damage increase because of the weakness. Okay. It's still there. Not a lot of it's still there, but it's still there. You have one more action. Yoink! Off I go.
1, 2, 3. Hang on a minute.
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that is 5.
Okay. Neffy, it's your go.
Let's stab, so I need to drop my crossbow, draw my rapier.
Yep.
Stab.
Okay. Which one are you going for? The one right in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hero point, because that was a 1.
Fair enough.
28.
28 is a hit.
That is.
So you'll do 2d6 plus 1.
8.
8. Unfortunately, you are stabbing into this big lump of skin. You don't feel like you're really doing that much to it, but you know you've done some. It's definitely bleeding. You've got one more action.
All I could really do. Isn't really a disengage action, is there?
No, but you can just walk away.
Oh yes, I don't react.
No no guaranteed attack of opportunity. So
Yeah. Let's just back up. No, I'm just gonna pick up the crossbow. holding the crossbow now.
Okay. Phelan, it's your turn.
Okay. So first up, Olerin is going to just move up and have a bit of a central position in the corridor because he can.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to extend spell Electric Arc and zap both of them.
Zap both of them. I believe that is a reflex saving throw on my part, isn't it?
It is basic reflex DC 21.
Okay, so the one to the south fails. The one to the north also fails. Both will take full damage.
So that is 11 electric damage.
Okay, no damage reduction on this because it's electricity, so the one to the bottom explodes in a cloud of electrostatic energy. The one to the top is still alive, but doesn't look great, and Mars has got a weird tingly feeling in each of his appendages. 'Cause that's the one that's grabbing you.
I'm glad you defined that.
That is all three because you extended that. Moz, it is your turn. So, fundamentally, from your perspective, grabbed does not do a huge amount to you. You are not doing anything which involves a manipulate action. Attack is not manipulate based, so you are fine with that. All that really bugs you, I suppose, is that you are immobilized and therefore cannot go anywhere. And flat-footed, which is just a bit of a pain.
And my AC is down by a couple of points. Down
Yeah,
to
it's-
1, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It seems to forget that there is an important problem. I'm not locked in here with it. It's locked in here with me.
I thought that might be the approach you take, yeah.
Yeah, I will absolutely adopt the Rorschach approach and start failing wildly at things.
Okay.
Specifically at this thing. I'm going to hit it with my halberd. Hopefully. That's 18 plus 16 for 9, 18, 27, 26, 34.
That would be a crit, in fact.
I'd like to remove this thing from the face of the earth. Dice, cooperate.
You'd like to remove this thing from the face of the Mosron.
Yeah, from his face.
from my face specifically, so that's 9, total 9 plus 4
from your lips,
for
God's
13
ears?
to 26.
So, hold on. No, it's 9 plus... Did you roll 9?
5 and 4 for 9, plus 4
Plus
for
4
13.
gives you 13, then double it 26. Take away whatever damage malarkey that it's got, and there is less of a heap holding on to you. In fact, so much less of a heap that the heap is no more. You have eliminated the very last of these heaps of horrible. You are no longer grabbed. The room is now quiet and silent, and as such, that combat music can stop. And we will end that combat. Yeah, these things do not seem to be shifting around in any way, shape, or form anymore. They are completely gone.
Giving a quick poke over with the base of my halberd and having a look back in the cells, I'm imagining there's nothing really left of interest at this point if they're just soggy, horrible messes.
Correct, yeah. There's nothing really there. There's nothing at all to them. What you do have is 3 chambers effectively now to the south, which you're relatively certain are empty.
Well, there's definitely
Relatively certain.
I mean, I didn't want to clarify it as completely certain because I don't think you can be completely certain. But, you know, you're relatively certain.
Does anyone else want to check since I woke the ooze up?
Okay, I'll go and have a Steve in there.
Okay. So the only thing that you realise is going to get in your way is that these cells are locked. That said, they're a bit... It's more seized shut than an actual padlock or key. And you think that either with a clever little bit of thievery to unjam the mechanisms, or brute force and ignorance, you could get yourselves into these cells. So, to open up each cell is either a thievery check or an athletics check. So I'm happy for effectively, while Neffy's doing one, Moz or Phelan might be trying to do another. That's
29 on lockpot on
Okay.
thievery.
Which one are you opening?
The one nearest where we started.
Okay, so the one nearest the entrance. You unpick that with no problems whatsoever, but after a sort of 10-minute process of digging through what remains of the scraps and everything else that's in here, you do not find anything of note. Moz, while that's all going on, are you going to try and knock down a door?
I am going to let subtlety take the lead, but do as thorough a search of the room as I can for anything secret, suspect, or otherwise.
Okay. So you're digging around. Phelan, are you wanting to try anything, or are you just going to let Neffy slowly work her way through?
Well, I'm gonna use the badger as a battering ram on one of the doors.
Fair enough. Make an
His athletics is 3 points better than mine.
make an athletics check. Which one are you going for? The middle or the westernmost door, I guess?
I think we'll go for the westernmost door.
Okay.
Olarin bounced off with a natural one.
Yes, Orin did bounce off with a natural one. I'm not going to apply damage, that seems a bit mean. But certainly does not seem inclined to do it again. Neffy, do you want to try another door? And which one are you going to try?
Yeah.
Middle one, fair enough.
My 30.
30? Yeah, I mean, you didn't even need to try with this. You just looked at it and went, well, if I just poke that screw there and the door just kind of rocks out of its joint.
Bottle screw and everyone's falls to pieces.
On the assumption that Neffy kind of moves to the next door while the searching is being done to speed up this process a little bit, Moz, as you're kind of digging through, you do find something in here. A small copper key sits in a pile of what you can probably best guess is digestive fluids of the creature that was in here. It clearly had this thing and wasn't able to actually eat through it, and it's sat in this chamber ever since. So you now have in your loot bag a copper key.
The initial question, does it look like it fits any of the locks in this room or fits this type of lock?
No, you would say that it's definitely not a lock for any of the doors you've seen so far. Although it does look the size of a room key, but you've not noticed any doors as you've gone round have locks on them. So you've not seen any indication that this is that sort of key. Neffy, you want to try the last door?
Yeah, I rolled an 18, so 29.
Yeah, again, doesn't take you long at all. It's easy to pull apart. And with the searching of this room, unfortunately, this one is very much like the first room that you went into, and there is nothing of any note in here at all. You are left with a dead end. Even after looking around for a while, you are unable, he says, you are unable to find any indications of a secret door or anything else like that which would take this chamber any further. And your guess would be, actually, looking at the previous room where there were all the chains and everything else, that this area is potentially the dumping ground of creatures or things that have been mutilated to the extent that they've turned into these heaps.
You. Should we take some time to do some healing?
Yes.
Well, has it been long enough since I've done
You've not done me.
Okay, I shall do
Comments out of
Invar.
context. Aiden hasn't done Invar yet.
Yeah, I would say it hasn't been an hour yet, so Inver is probably the only one that you can do anything with.
I shall. I shall do Invar for a grand total of 7.
7 hot. Thank you.
You apply what qualifications around that you like. I say nothing.
Not playing my bard. Not playing my bard.
Not this evening, no, you're not.
I'm not playing my
Not
warlock
public
either.
consumption either. The reason that character is not recorded or streamed. Thank you. I feel better.
Excellent.
Okay.
So-
Yeah.
What's the betting that this is mirrored on the other side of the chamber, and whatever's in the westmost cell at that side is what was setting in the spidey sensors off?
Well, there's nothing up here, and I don't think there's a route round. So yeah, let's go south and have an investigate. Very quiet investigate. Emphasis on the quiet.
So you head south out of this chamber, go back into the hexagonal one, walk around the grate. I note that you are all doing your best to make sure that it appears that you are walking around the grate. Thank you very much, everyone. Nicely done. And you approach another door. Are people doing the same activities they were doing before?
Anti-Mux
Sneaking.
Yes.
Sneaking.
Okay. As you get to this door and you have a look at it, the sneaky ones, the sneaky roguey one amongst you notes that there are no traps as far as they can see, and anyone either actively trying to listen or otherwise does not hear any sound coming from anywhere.
Are you opening this door, or am I?
I can open the door this time? Sure. It's a corridor.
Okay.
It's a different shaped corridor. It has stairs.
Oh,
So, from where you are, a corridor stretches out ahead of you some considerable distance. Around 50, 55 foot away from you, a set of stairs drop downwards. And this is difficult to explain, but I will show you. From where you are as well, you probably can see in a straight line all the way down here, yes? But as it happens, I'll just close that. That section just there that's now appeared to block your line of sight, is that right? There's something partway down is now looks like a block? No? Okay. At the point here then where I'll ping it, as the stairs go down, you can see a walkway going across.
Yep.
That crossway. So the actual corridor you're in drops down underneath another passageway, which goes across there, and you can see that section. You can see that walkway. There is a turn to the east at the top of the stairs. Obviously, there's the crossway over the top, and there are two sets of doors closer to you, about 10 foot away, one going west and one going east. If you take the time to sort of, okay, we'll ignore the doors, they're closed, we'll walk down a little bit, you will get close enough to note that there are double doors at the end of this corridor, but even from here you can see that they are barricaded with bits of stone and wood.
interesting.
Someone didn't want anything going through. Alright. Suspicious Moz is going to walk forward, scouty, being uncertain about life.
Okay.
I think we should definitely check out that west set of doors you're just coming up to, because
Yep,
This
agreed.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we should.
Oops.
Radius-wise, it might be in here, maybe, whatever was being widgery. And Moz is going to open the door. And close the door.
Okay, as you open the door, and I would appreciate the door still being open, thank you. Lanterns hanging from the ceiling shine bright bright circles of light over 3 stone tables topped with metal slabs. A single lightweight chain dangles near each table. The remnants of a dead Morlock lies on one slab. Dried splatters of blood cover the floor, the walls, and the ceiling.
Just like a prep room or an autopsy room.
or a flesh warper's lab.
Yeah. In fact, I'm getting vibes from the lab space that we got bloodwormed in. And we decided, no, we're not going to open that door ever again. No, thank you. Goodbye. From like up at the top level.
Which I feel was a reasonable response, and still do.
Yeah.
I
So we need to
stand
go back
by
and deal with that at some point, just in case some foolish idiot lets it out.
it. Sounds like going down vault.
Yeah, I'm going to stick my face in here. Someone watch me back. Here we go. And then was we going to take a pause because inevitably something might go boom? No? Boom. Boom tomorrow, not boom today.
Okay. As you step a little bit closer, from the body of the Morlock, which is a small note, is in really bad condition. From where you can see, it looks like effectively whatever was done to it includes removal of both arms and both legs. But this spectral looking shape begins to sort of emanate really slowly, almost like it's struggling to get up. And it begins to sort of howl and shriek in your direction.
Emma, this is one of yours.
We are going.
Yeah.
We are going to stop there because it has been another hour of recording.
Bit efficient tonight. Wow.
You've managed to get through 2 fairly big combats, yeah, and quite a bit of the chambers have been reached. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening and watching. We will see you all soon again. We're getting back to the point of recording, so I have a few things in the backlog, which means that we can actually get some episodes out, and hopefully we'll have a nice backlog, so that'll be good. So we'll catch you all soon. Thank you very much. Say good night, players.
Good night, players.
Bye.
Good night, players.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. See you next time. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.